大家好, this is Dingwei, and today I'm going to do a quick guide on White Star. So as many of you guys will know, White Star is a mage, and she is a mage that is very focused on providing buffs to her allies. So she herself is also a great DPS, but her main role is probably to just provide buffs and stack them onto, your other DPS. So let's start. Her best skills to use on her patterns or emblems are Magic Combo, Magic, Piercing, and Berserk. So these four are very standard damage skills that you should adopt. So if you're using her as your main DPS, then I would suggest using Anger and Will, as these two allow her to have even more damage, and Anger allows her to cast a skill again, which is, great. If you're using her as a buffer, more of a buffer instead of a DPS, then I would suggest using Exterminate or Dispel. You can also consider Healing Reduction, but it is not so effective late game. It is still great early game though. So if you ask me personally, I would recommend Magic Combo, Magic, Piercing, Berserk together with Exterminate and Dispel for a hybrid of damage but also supportive capabilities. Okay, now let's move on to her gear set. So simple, using the 4-piece offensive gear set is great. She deals damage, is good. Okay, next, her magic device. So there's this limited one. Okay, not now. So her recommended red magic device are the Hourglass, which is probably her best because you want her to cast a skill more often. If your Hourglass is on another unit, then you can always use these two, which are like the best supportive in slots for, just magic device. So these two are also great. If you are in early game, then you can use either the D-Breath or Silverstone, I think. Yes, so these are just standard, there's nothing much to them. And then for her most notable Awakening Note, I believe it is Awakening Note 5, which is level 20. Yes, because at Awakening Note 5, the buffs that she stacks on her teammates are increased. There's a 7% buff instead of the usual 5%, I believe. Yes, so yeah, that is great. Good to go for. And then my thoughts on her. Do I go for that now? Okay, her best teammates to use. I'll go for that first. So she is just a general buffer, support. She can fit into any team. She is there to buff your main DPS. So she is very commonly used together with Valk because, they are the light duo. They are great together. Together, their damage is amazing. So, just use together. Okay, simple. Okay, then now I'll move on to my thoughts. She is a very offensive support. Her damage at the start may be a bit low, but it increases exponentially due to the number of buffs that are stacked on herself and your main DPS. So she has a very high damage ceiling, and she also has a distributive mechanic for her skill, which is not so good in a team fight, because if you compare her with Alcade, right, Alcade will deal more damage against 6 people compared to White Star. So White Star will excel when she is fighting 4 enemies or lesser, because then the damage distributed between each enemy is higher than the multiplier for the regular mages, if you all understand. Okay, let's just do the math right now. So if we assume at level 1, right, White Star will only deal 476% total damage against 6 enemies. But if we compare her to Alcade, where is she? At level 1, Alcade will do 95% times 6. So a total of 570% compared to White Star's 476%. So naturally, White Star will lose out in damage when fighting a 6-man team, but against a 4-man team, the damage is much better. But either way, White Star is still a very good support. But her biggest enemy is anyone who can properly utilize Dispel, which is probably Chronos and Adele. So Chronos and Adele, right, their normal attacks hit the entire team, and together with the Dispel, they can have a chance of dispelling all the buffs on your team, your allies, which just totally defeats the purpose of White Star, which is why we don't find White Star very usable in late game anymore due to the presence of dispel. Okay, so White Star is a very like new gen character, so the earlier generation, the earlier servers tend to use them a lot, but later on, the later servers like mine in server 310, no one uses White Star anymore. She's completely obsolete. But keep in mind, she is still great. She still works fine. It's just that dispel is her biggest enemy. Okay, now let's view any White Star builds if I can even find. I think I found before, but I don't really know where it went. Cause I know for a fact that my server or like the servers around me don't use her at all. Okay, she's just like kinda, is it this? Yes, I think, but it's kind of trash. But okay, so we have strike, magic combo, berserk, and okay, this is not properly built. Let's skip her. This one I think so. Is it? No, it's not. Yeah, okay, this is what I mean by, let's swap to my fake account to spy on the server one. Yes, okay, so we're here. I'm sure I can find some. Okay, so the first guy in server 1 already uses her. So we can see exterminate, berserk, strike, wail, and assault, and magic combo. So standard, there's the limited magic device and offensive gear set, and yeah, let's look for more. I'm not sure if there's more. She's such a rare find. This is just a small guide for anyone who plans to use her. Yeah, I saw her just now. Okay, so strike again. Magic combo, exterminate, berserk, piercing, and magic. So great, this is one of the best builds I found. And awakening 5, which is not awakening level 25, which is so great. And she's using the wrong magic device, so you could swap it, I guess. You should. This is the wrong magic device, but yeah, you get the gist of it. So this is how you build White Star. It's just that this spell kills her, so thanks everyone. Bye.